It's still morning, 11:51. Good morning to every one of us. Having said that, my job is very simple, just to share my experience with us. And I will just regard myself as an opportunist. Because if you have made it in this life, don't think that you have the power to make it. It's through the assistance of Almighty God. May Almighty God assist every one of us. Well, I told them not to read my biography for so many reasons, so that we can just move. I was trained as a teacher. After my primary session, I attended the teacher's grade 2, College of Education, then first degree, second degree, everything education. So I can regard myself as a complete metamorphosis as a biologist will easily say that. Having said that, my discussion this morning will be divided into four. Number one, why did I decide to open private schools? Then number two, ways to success. Then number three, how did I get the present population? Then how I've been retaining my staff. Then retaining of parents. As we have just heard, I was brought up as a teacher, and I developed the interest just because I was from a village, typical village, where two teachers were teaching 6 classrooms around that period. The only option that we had around that period was to listen to just a man who happens to know how to read and write. So I developed interest in that because he was the only person then. And I decided to be assisting him to train others after school period. So that was how I decided that at least I want to go for teaching. And as God wanted it, after my primary session, I couldn't get the form for Teachers College. I went briefly to modern school. After that, I went to Teachers College. I was motivated just because of the challenges we're having at that period. And with this, after my Teachers College, I taught in so many nursery and primary sessions, gained experience over there before I got employment into government school, precisely government college, Ikorodu, where I was posted to the school in 1990. Over there, being someone that suffered a little bit, I finished my NC in 1987, and I didn't get employment. I was teaching from one lesson to another after school, after nursery session in the morning, then teaching home lesson and others. So when I got that employment, eventually in 1990, so in most cases, I was the first person to be in the school, and I didn't know that my principal then, late Apata, was equally monitoring me. So after 3 months, I was posted there in March. After let's say 4 months, when we resumed for the next session in September, I was employed as registrar of the school, the first registrar in government college. I was so powerful to the extent that I was controlling vice principals because I was very hardworking. The man just gave me the old school to monitor as a monitoring lesson and all that. That was where I started making my money. The first building I had was just when I was 28 years. Well, with this, I wanted to marry. And my wife, I took my wife to the place thinking that she would be happy that at least a young man has gotten a house around that period, only to be disappointed that she cannot live there. What will I do with this? I turned that place to lesson in 1995, precisely July, after school, after session for July. With this, that was how I started my school. However, what inspired me around that period again was that when I was at government college, you know what public school teachers normally do. In most cases, they normally sit under the tree, gisting, selling products and others. But we have a different case this time around with the tablet they have given to primary school teachers and some of the teachers in the secondary school. With this, hardly teachers can't do that this time around because they are being monitored thoroughly. In those days, business as usual. So around that period, I developed that, look, being someone that has suffered a lot, the best thing is to engage in the school, the students around period, so that they will stop making noise. So around that period, we were equally having like 120 pupils in the school. And there came a time when we were having a class, there came a time when we decided to have, when we were having like 300 students, 2,000 students in the hostel. With that, I started what we call private hostel. As of 1993, I was controlling millions of naira with 300 students in my private school, in my private hostel. And another period it was just 6,000 naira. When you multiply 6,000 naira times 300, that will give you 1,800,000. So as far back as 1993. So what I was realizing over there was pumped into that school. With my salary and others, that was how I started the school. However, we have to question ourselves to the fact that at least if you want to go to any business, don't rush to business because other people are going into it. It must be a business that you can at least perform creditably well. You can easily handle by yourself when there is challenge. Business that at least you have understood very well, nobody can cheat you on it. You will depend on solely on a person or group of people before you can handle your business. So that is why I decided at least this is a business that I've known, the best thing is to go for it. At the same time, what prompted me to read was that at least the overpopulation in the public school, I thought of how I can contribute to my own quota to development of education. Around that period, overpopulation, around that period, teachers were not going to the schools, to classrooms. So these were the things that geared me to go into private schools. When I got there, what was happening in public school, I tried my best to ensure that at least I worked towards solving it. So that is that. And as social human beings, we're being brought to this life. Almighty God created us just for two main reasons: to worship Almighty God, two, to contribute to the success of our society, so that we can live peacefully in our society. There are so many opportunities over there. How do you want to contribute with so many challenges over there? You pick one. Which of the challenges would you like to achieve? Would you like to solve? Don't think of what the society will give you, what you can benefit alone from the society. Check your environment. What are the challenges over there? If you want to go into school, how many schools that are over there? Can you survive when you open your own again? How many number of students, parents that can able to do pay the school fee if you even establish it? Ask those questions. Do they really need that school in that type of environment? What are the challenges over there? How can you contribute? How can you solve the challenges we are having? These are the questions you have to ask yourself. So with this, we move to ways. I've already told us that at least before you go into business, you ask yourself, have you been trained for this? Do they need that service in your environment? Is that the problem that they urgently need to solve? Like now, everybody wants to go digital. How many of us have gone to that? What are the other things we can use in contributing to this? The young man that brought this tablet, NAS tablet, happens to be a very young man. He has at least foreseen that at least we need this in private schools. What did he do? He contacted bank and they gave him loan. And that is why we are having NAS tablets. How can you know, apart from that, how can you come in? What are the things you're supposed to do at this period? These are the challenges, these are areas where we have to focus ourselves on, not just because they are having, everybody wants to establish a school, you rush into it, everybody ask yourself if that is the next something. However, we move to ways to sources. We have 5 D's to success. That is, the 5 D's are desire, then decision, determination, diligence, and discipline. When we say desire, what really do you want to achieve? How do you want to contribute? What is your own mission? I've already told you this thing. Then, decision. What is your decision? Who are the people that you want to target in your business? As a business school, as a school owner, around that period, I decided to work towards resolving the overpopulation in schools. Therefore, my own is to ensure that at least I have affordable school fee. Up till now, affordable school fee is what is making us to be great in OMAT. Hardly I will increase school fee that parents will complain of. In most cases, highest is 3,000 naira. And I will have at least brought them nearer to me before introducing that. Give them some juice that at least they will not complain of. Determination, that is, we have to be focused in any business we want to do. That is, we should not allow anything to derail us. Take some risk. And some of the risk is what my immediate past presence told us, that at least before we resume paying, collect loan, ensure that at least before we resume, when your children resume, they've seen new things. In painting, in decoration, in the chairs, in other facilities that at least can bring effective learning. So in most cases I do, when you say risk, well, I don't know if my immediate past present have normally take much risk. I know he wouldn't even do that because he's a real Muslim. But I as a Muslim, I as a person, let me just say, as a Muslim, I rely mostly on taking loans because I was brought up from a very poor family. And I was taking loans from one place to another, but to God be the glory, at least what I have to pay back, what I'm having, my valuation report at least will be over 3 billion naira now. And by the special grace of God, and the facilities that I'm having that is still outstanding shouldn't be more than 60 million naira. So definitely you have to take some risk, but that's supposed to be calculative risk. Most of the schools that I will still come to that. But most of the schools that I'm having at present, I started with that of Igogo. After Igogo, we're having like nothing less than 18 buses then. 4 buses were going to Agri bus stop. For those of us know that know Agri session. We have like 3 buses going to Gijo. But I knew that there would be a period when the parents will be insisting on how to be not paying school transport fare. What did I do? I told parents over there to check, to look for a place for me where I can build a school. To reduce the number, the transport fare that are being paid by parents. When we had school fee, some of the parents were having, they changed their school because they have schools around them. But as God wanted it around that period, I was moving with the parents according to the population of the school. So with this, the first school I said was established in 1995. The second school was established in that's supposed to be Oma Pivota, established in 1905. 2005. The second one, which was Odogion side, Ogijo side. You know, I told you that we were having like 3 buses going there that are applying there, and by the special grace of God, I was one of the first school to start using coaster in Ikorodu because of our population. So with this, I decided to have another school at Odogion. Parents looked for the land, and I built, collected loan in around April, and I will resume there because it was a school, but not functioning very well. And I bought it over, renovated everything, and they resumed there in that year, in September. We equally looked at the situation in the country around Ijede. We bought a school over there too. And then how did we retain our destiny? Number one, the population. Just because we are moving as people are, you know, these are developing areas. And in order not to lose those parents, we are moving along with them. If people are present in serving 850 school students, Oma Pavota will be having, before we vacated, we are having 451. Oma Unique, 470. We have Omat Academy that was established in 2014, 392. I know Mr. Adebayo happens to be my friend. He will not use my figure against me. And that makes out to be 2,168. Because see, almost staff on bail. Staff children are not included. And how did I retain the staff? Before we move to the staff retainers of staff in the system, I want you to understand that in a school business, you shouldn't rush for money. Money will surely come. School is not like Dangote. Dangote can wake up tomorrow and say cement is 5,000 naira. But we can't do that in our own system because it involves lives, and at the same time we are dealing with most of our parents are enlightened. Most of our parents are enlightened, and at the same time we have to be very careful. So in a normal situation, ensure that you satisfy them. You regard them like smaller God. When you regard your parents as smaller God, definitely the population will grow. Be humble with them, respect them. Whenever they are doing any ceremony, go there. Naming ceremony in most cases. When you go to a naming ceremony, don't forget that child will still come to your school. They will start from KG, and before they leave secondary school, they must have paid nothing less than 1.5 million naira. So definitely, they are the people we have to cherish. After Almighty God, our parents are supposed to be cherished. No amount of advert, going to radio, printing flyers that you can work. Parents advertise our school more than any other thing you can think of. Then these children, when you are equally teaching them very well, they will advertise. the parents that I had initial stage were those students that I taught in primary school, in the secondary school at government college. They were the ones that went out and to advertise my school for me. And at present, all students in the school are bringing their children. That tells you that at least, if you have not done good to them, they wouldn't have come back. Parents will equally, at least, introduce others, their neighbors to you. Then your neighbors too, ensure that you treat them. You know, in the Holy Quran and the Holy Bible too, it was equally stated there too. Our neighbors should be cherished. Take care of them. Your social responsibilities to your neighbor must be done. Don't think that that money belongs to you. School. That is, it doesn't belong to you alone. You make a lot of sacrifices. It's not when you take a airport to Itameta that you are making a sacrifice. People will come, then your good relationship with people matters in everything. And don't forget that the public officers too, at times they are equally human beings. When they come, cherish them, appreciate them, give the little one you want to give. Souvenirs, do it. And don't forget, when you are attending ceremony like naming ceremony, birthday of your parents, ensure that your gift should be souvenirs. Like memo pad. Don't write your name over there. Write the name of your school. Not Mr. AMUSA or Mrs. AMUSA or Chief AMUSA. They have known your name. Your business must be promoted. If you spend 40,000 naira, you are still advertising. It's a venue for you to advertise your school. Don't just give them that 20,000 naira. They will even cherish that souvenir because Ojeki, people over there are happy. That they are happy that at least after eating they have gotten something to go home with. So take note of that. I don't have much time, but let me quickly go to area of how to retain staff. At present, I'm having, I think, I'm with my family, big family, NAS big family, or school owners big family. Yes or no? Yes. So anything I say here, please, is within, just for our consumption. Just for our, because till bad when you control that very kg, you are not yet a successful person. At present, we are having 385 members of staff. That is not what we are having in a task office. 385 members of staff, both teaching and non-teaching staff. And my salary per month is 11,850,000 naira. 11,850,000 naira. However, how do I retain these people? It's better, in most cases, I'm not always having rest of mind until when school fee, salary is being paid. I prefer collecting loan, and if I collect loan, I will not use it for any other thing. I prefer to spend it on salary than buying cars. It's because of now, that is why I bought that car, to give myself prestige. But in most cases, how will I buy 12 million naira car? Then at the same time, see yourself as someone that God has sent to touch lives of so many people. It is not your own prayer alone that is being answered by Almighty God. When you are doing good to these people, there is no amount of your personal prayer that can supersede what your staff will equally do, or your parents will surely do to you. So ensure you treat them very well. Your staff can be retained through normal payment, pay their school fee at the right time. Don't shortchange them. Don't shortchange them. Ensure you treat them at least. And if you want to be the type that want to instill discipline, there are many ways. Don't just put the paper or time book. That they will surely have. They are smarter than us. They will come around 8:30, especially those of us that are having big schools. 8:30, they will still write 8 and others. They will leave before you even know. But ensure to get clocking machine. Clocking machine will assist you in monitoring them. One, if you paro, And that will not cause any grudges between the administrator or the VPs or other head of schools that are monitoring the timetable. With this, when they come, they know that when they come late, even in our own system, when they come late 3 times, it's a 1 day off. That is, 1 day salary will not be paid. And they go before this thing, before closing period. That means they have not come for that day. It's a clocking machine that is deciding their fate, not Mr. AMUSA, not the VP. Abonli Loba machines of Jani, they can't play work with that. But initially it will be very tough, but you will gain that money. So then, like the naming ceremony of our staff, birthday, celebrate them. It's not when you buy 10,000 naira worth of, give them recharge card, even if it is 1,000 naira. It shows that you have them in mind. If you have much, you can do that. House loan, soft loan, like creating soft loan package for them, 100,000 naira. How do I do that? In every school is 500,000 naira per school. Your own can be 50. It doesn't take you much. Buy food stuff, create a welfare officers among them, a welfare group among them. Give them some amount of money, let them buy food stuff that can be shared, and they will be paying the money at the end. They will equally cherish it. It's not when you give 1 million of naira that you can do good to them. Then housing, it may be very difficult for some of us that are living in Lagos, but in our own area, it's very easy to get land. At least we have nothing less than 35 self-contained that are meant for staff quarters, and they are paying 5,000 naira. A room and parlor self-contained, 5,000 naira. Owo irregular is another way of making it come. On Ijemilu, they can't owe me. It will be deducted directly from the salary, and that will be long. So apart from that, the most important thing that teachers want, that you can retain them, is through having plan for that there's disengagement, that is retirement. Omat, I think my IPP senior me, he was there before me, and definitely I have to be giving him the respect every time. But when it comes to establishment of school, I was a year older than him. So Omat was 26 years. Omat will be 26 years by September 25. While Waslat was 25 few months ago. But I'm having some of at least out of 387, like 80%, 80 staff and above will be 15 years and above. 15 years in the service and above. Add the goal. And in most cases, in most cases, when a teacher misbehaves, you find a way of at least managing. But when it comes to area where you think it can tarnish the image of the school, that you now find a way of relieving him or her of a duty. And before a teacher can leave, like some of the packages I'm having was that, number one, I will call on them. Some of these teachers that at least you think they are weak, call on them, have a table discussion, what do you want us to do? These are some of the teachers that have not been effective again, and I want to at least terminate their appointment. My own is not termination. I don't use that word termination. So you call them, make arrangement with them, what plan. In most cases, I want to say something. Oyagba, Lomata, dear. Instead of having the whole hours closed by 12 o'clock, to prepare his or her mind. Most of these things they are watching it. They know that at least before they leave, this man will plan for them. So try as much as possible not to just disengage them as if they are nothing. Don't forget that No amount of buildings that you can have that can bring population. These are resources that brought money, brought the population into the system. Then apart from that, ensure that you have condition of service that they will have known that if you do this, this is what will happen. Your appointment letter states it over there that if you don't give 30 days notice, you may not be entitled to that month. So all these things must be stated before you employ them. Then ensure. In most cases, most of these teachers, I don't employ administrators from outside. It's through promotion. Engage them. If you are the proprietor of the school, and if you don't want to have this thing, head of primary session, appoint head of primary session, assistant head of primary session, give them that. It doesn't mean anything. You can just add 1,000 naira as allowance or 2,000 naira as card allowance. They will cherish it. Everybody wants post. Don't, in most cases, ensure that at least you must have exhausted every opportunity in your system before you employ outsiders to come and aid the school. If you have spent 10 years and 15 years and you don't have any capable hand to have to lead your school or to be the head of your school, you are having challenge. It's because you have not been training them. And it's better to even pick them because you have known their system, they have known you very well. Because if you bring anybody from outside again, they will work against such a person. So try as much as possible to ensure that at least you promote them, give them little posts. Head of the department, VP admin, VP academy, and others. They will be very happy. Then ensure that anything you are giving these people, monetize it. Monetize it. Don't say because you are a proprietor, you are paying 40,000 naira now, and 5,000 naira, Mason Wosley, Lomagbili, go and be living with my baby in one of my house. Leave that free of charge. No. If they are living, they will tell outsiders that, you are paying them 40,000 naira. Monetize everything. Allowance, even lesson allowance. The system I use, how many minutes? No problem. The system I use in my school is that the lesson, I don't allow parents, teachers to go away with lesson fee. It's been added to their salary. The package, the school closed 3:30, and I have lesson allowance in the distance, in the appointment letter. When all those things are added together, at least the starting point for a university graduate at present is 40,000 naira. For those maybe like a social studies teacher and CRK and other, but science, 50,000 naira, because they are very scarce to get. All these special subjects and core subjects, that is the amount. Ensure that at least you don't give them anything free. The allowance must be added to the salary, so that when they go out, they will not be telling people that you pay them little amount of money. Monetize everything. Ensure that at least it's part of the package, salary package you have at the end of the month. Then, I've already said, parents. How do we retain the parents? I've said most of these things. Ensure that at least when you, number one, the amount you collect as school fee, the service you render in the school must be more than the salary, the school fee that you are charging. Give services that at least they will not be even be expecting, like taking them to excursion, buying, you understand, buying them little things. Whenever they are buying, they'll be celebrating and others. Like the clocking machine now, parents are clocking, students are equally clocking. When they get to their school, they will clock. Parents will receive a lot. I didn't charge it. I paid that from the system. All these things, all this internet of a thing, Zoom meeting with them, I don't charge it. You know, have added value to the system. Ensure, don't go after the money. Find ways, by all means, ensure that you satisfy these parents. So as I said it earlier that at least school fee, when you are increasing, let it be minimal. That's something that you not you know. I want to share an experience with you. A friend of mine who happens to be a proprietress too wanted to increase school fee. She contacted me. I said, you know, they're very increased, but I'm adding. I will only add 3,000. 3,000. I will add 15,000 naira. She added 15,000 naira. At the end, what happened? So when we resumed for first term, out of 100 plus, she had only 30-something students. That was the beginning of the problem. At present now, she's not in the system again. Our own will not be like that. Before you do anything, ensure that at least when you go take it to the PTA meeting, at times some of them will go against that. But there are ways you can present it. On that day, feed them very well. Take care of them at the meeting. One, in this or meat pie, if you have been serving, for that day, if you have been serving gala or biscuit, don't even serve biscuit because these are people that are making that money for you. The least you can serve should be gala and very chilled soft drinks. If you are serving that, ensure that when you want to announce such a thing around that period, ensure you give them meat pie, very good soft meat pie and something very chilled. Give them something that they can go home with, maybe magazine or some of the used memo pads that are left in the store. Give it to them. With this today, you know everything is costly, transport fare, this thing, but with this, we add little amount. We are going to adjust the school fee with little amount, but it's going to be affordable. Don't let them know the amount. Just say them is little. No, it's the amount that we at least why did you even add that? But you have told them you are going to adjust, isn't it? They can't deny that you have not told them. But don't disclose the amount, because some of these parents will start raising, will be going against that over there. Let that be shown in the DC. Then your newsletter must be, at the end of every term, ensure that your newsletter are well printed. Don't even manage anything printing. Anything that is going out must be well printed, attractive. Your report sheet, I wonder, some of us still make use of photocopy of 4 report sheets after the end of the term. What does it cost you to print? Colored, something that at least when parents see them and see this report sheet, at least they will be happy. The same thing applies to our newsletter. Let it be very attractive, very loaded, and let it be the type that apart from the information you are having, health tips should be there. After the months have read all the information, they will not say that because of the information now, or school, but let them be looking for another thing that will dare them to read from beginning to the end. If you have been putting it at the back, at times you put it at the middle, so that they will not just go and you find a way of changing most of these things. So with this, thank you. Then I've said it. In most cases, just ensure the most important of it is that at least We need to be prayerful too. We should regard ourselves as set of people that God has sent to touch lives of people. And if we don't do it right now, definitely nobody will do it right. Nobody can equally do it better than us. Government is so overwhelmed with so many challenges they are facing. They don't even have time for leaders of tomorrow. I'm sorry to say that, sir. But they are trying to go apart from Lagos State. Check other states. And that is why we are having challenges. In Lagos State, Lagos has the highest number of school owners. But in the northern part of Nigeria and others, how many of them are ready to invest in the system? They prefer to send money, to use money for other things. But because we have been trying our best, that is why criminal activities in southern part of Nigeria is reduced drastically. But over there where they don't even have time for their children, you know what we are having now. So please see this job as what God has called us to do in this world. That we need to touch lives of other people positively. Don't be too rushed into money. If you are after money alone, in most cases you can't make it. Integrity matters in everything. Do what at least will encourage people to come back to you. And there is nothing bad in ensuring that at least you make people around you to be happy. That is one of the assignments of proprietors. Your teachers must be happy. In most cases, we don't have food at home, but I will ensure that this salary is being paid. Because if you don't satisfy them, that money will not come.